Honda have moved with the times and they've produced a 1.6 litre diesel engine in their new Civic. They used to produce a 2.2 diesel engine, which I actually really liked, but more and more people are going for the smaller engine capacity. But they haven't just done it in halves, they've produced a cracker.
Hey, I like the rock and roll music and I like to dance and cha-cha-cha.
Admittedly, Honda were a little slow to get out of the blocks when it came to producing a small diesel engine with a high output. The 1.6 diesel engine in this Civic is the first in Honda's Earth Dreams technology, which is kind of very fancy marketing speak for something that's very technical. What it means is that the engines that Honda are going to produce from now on are going to be far lighter, they're going to be more fuel efficient, but they're also going to be very powerful. Now, when I say the engines are going to be lighter, I don't mean by a pound or two. It's 47 kilos lighter than the outgoing 2.2 diesel model. And how they've done it is pretty staggering. They've made the engine out of aluminium instead of steel, and that means that it can heat up an awful lot quicker, as well as being lighter. And the quicker you can heat a diesel car up, the more efficient it becomes.
And the sky opens up and reaches down.
But Honda don't just make efficient engines, they also want to make a powerful engine. And this has as standard 120 brake horsepower, which is in the region of around 30 more than what most other 1.6 diesels come with as standard. And there isn't a higher spec version, this is just it. It's 120 brake horsepower straight out of the crate, all ready for you to use on tap. And it's plenty nippy. Even if you're in and around town, it's quite sedate. But if you want to, drop a gear and put down the foot, loads of torque waiting for you. I'm going to go and visit Sharon because she's thinking of changing for a far more fuel efficient car. Okay, Sharon, so this is what you're currently driving, is that right?
That's it.
Freelander. How do you find it?
I love the space, and it's not the most economical, but it's practical for what I need it for. And
you've been keeping a fuel diary, is that right?
I have, yeah, yeah.
Well, we're going to make your life a little bit easier when it comes to fuel because the Civic is one of the best on fuel. Sit you in there and I'll show you how to drive it economically. You see this little blue light up here on either side of your speedo?
Yeah.
When you're driving efficiently, those blue lights turn green. Green is good, blue is bad.
Okay.
Simple as that. Okay, does that all sound easy enough?
That sounds great.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to leave Sharon with the car for a week and I'll catch up with her to see how she got on.
Put your seatbelt on now. This car's brilliant, isn't it? The way you just have them in the back here. Holidays next week. Oh, we've got piano tonight, Lily. Basketball or something, is it?
Sharon, how did you get on in the Civic?
I really enjoyed it, actually. I was a bit apprehensive to start.
When it comes down to brass tacks, how much money do you put into your current car a week?
I'd be putting probably between 70 and 80, depending on a weekly basis. But I suppose I've got used to that, so it was a bit of a shock.
That's a lot. Did you reckon? Did you think you were spending that much on fuel before you drove that? No.
No. €32 it cost me this week, and there's still plenty left in the tank.
Well, there you have it. It's not my opinion as to how fuel efficient this car is, nor is it Honda's. They do claim that it gets 3.7 litres per 100 kilometres, or around 78.5 miles per gallon. But the real world test is that it takes about €35 to do about 500 to 550 kilometres. That's good in anybody's book. There are obviously things that I would change about the Civic. So things like the seat. It isn't actually as comfortable as I was hoping it was going to be, though I think that might have been just me because ever since Sharon has had it, she seems to have found a nice little position for it, but still, I'd prefer it if it was a little bit more supportive. Surprisingly, this is just €25,000. I say just €25,000, but most other competitors are in and around this value and actually cost a little bit more for comparable levels of spec. So it's very competitive when it comes to the price.